I'd like to begin with a parable. I read this 40 years ago, I guess that's right, on my very first set of tapes. And I came across it again recently, and I said, you know what? 40 years later, this still applies. I think it will speak for itself. I don't know who originally wrote this, but you'll appreciate it. On a dangerous seacoast, where shipwrecks often occur, there was once a crude little life-saving station. The building was just a hut, and there was only one boat, but the few devoted members kept a constant watch over the sea. And with no thought for themselves, they went out day and night, tirelessly searching for the lost. Many lives were saved by this wonderful little life-saving station, so that it became famous. Some of those who were saved and various others in the surrounding area wanted to become associated with this station. And they gave of their time and money and effort for the support of its work. New boats were bought, new crews were trained, the little life-saving station grew. Now, some of the members of the life-saving station were unhappy that the building was so crude and so poorly equipped. They felt maybe a more comfortable place should be provided as the first refuge of those saved from the sea. They replaced the emergency cots with beds, and they put better furniture in the enlarged building. Now the life-saving station became very soon a popular gathering place for all of its members. They decorated it beautifully. They furnished it exquisitely because it was becoming sort of a club. Fewer members were now interested in actually going out to sea on any life-saving missions, so they hired lifeboat crews to do the work. This life-saving motif still prevailed in this club's decorations, and there was even a special room where the club initiations were held. About this time, a large ship was wrecked off the coast, and the hired crews brought in boatloads of cold, wet, and half-drowned people. They were dirty and sick, and some of them had black skin, and some had yellow skin, and some had brown skin. The beautiful new club was in chaos. So the property committee immediately had a shower built outside the club where victims of shipwreck could be cleaned up at least before coming inside. At the next meeting, there was a split in the club membership. Most of the members wanted to stop the club's life-saving activities as being really rather unpleasant and a hindrance to the normal social life of the club. Some members insisted, still very few, upon life-saving as their primary purpose. And they pointed out that we are still called the life-saving station, but they were finally voted out. And they were told that if they wanted to save the lives of all these various peoples who were shipwrecked in these waters, they could begin their own life-saving station down the coast. And so they did. As the years went by, the new station experienced the same changes as the old station that had occurred with them. It also evolved into another club, another life-saving station, at least on the sign. History continued to repeat itself. And if you visit that seacoast today, you will find a number of exclusive clubs all along the seashore. Shipwrecks are still frequent in those waters, but most of the people drown. So I'm sure you've got the point already, but it saddens me that it's still true 40 years later. And maybe it's been true for much of Christian history, that for some reason the nature of institutions is to very soon become preoccupied with self-maintenance, self-preservation, and self-perpetuation. And this is simply the nature of the human experiment, it seems. So in light of that, something very, very new is happening that we are calling, many others are calling, the emerging church.